Oh. Yeah, so like I make games sometimes, occasionally, every now and again. And I have like a history final soon, so like I'm just gonna code something and see if I can get a good grade.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together.
It's gonna go great.
3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Bro, I've already finished my copy. I haven't even finished the fucking intro.
Alright, so obviously step 1 on my Burger King microphone is to make this text doco, or document, and we did it! Woo! You know what that means. It's now time to start the actual project.
For some reason in the middle of it, I just started checking my grades. I don't really know why, but at least I'm passing school. Kinda. And finally, after 5 hours of checking my grades, I was brought to the semester project. Look at all this words, baby! Anyway, so I chose the museum exhibit plan, and, it's pretty simple. You just make a couple thingies, and you put some plaques and signs and shit with an overhead view of the ceiling, and 1,000 to 200 million word person contributions, American society. Challenges they faced, photos in the project. Did I mention it's 7:13 at night on the day of the project? And to make matters worse, there's a rubric, which is usually in every project, I'll be honest. But you need to be creative. I'm not creative. I draw. Look at my thumbnails. Do I draw any of these? No. Do I have creativity? No. Anyway, while I'm still looking around for ideas of what to do, I see all these weird pictures of children pointing at plaques with cars in the background and a dog with goggles and shit. Like, do I need kids? Do I have to have children in my museum? I don't want to put children. I'm not ready to be a dad. I'm not ready. Anyway, so I opened the document where I put all my research, and did I actually do the research? No. Did I have ChatGPT summarize it for me? Yeah, I'm really sorry, Miss. Now, first things first, obviously I gotta go get some movement code, and what better place than just old work slapped on with a new coat of paint, baby? Coding! Woo, woo, woo! And here's all the code that I stole. If you don't understand most of it, it's pretty simple. It's just getting a rigid body, taking your inputs, moving you around, clamping the magnitude, which pretty much means, like, you can't press A and W and, like, multiply your movement, which, if you don't know what I mean, like, if you've ever coded, like, a movement script, when you press W, you go, like, I don't know, let's say your velocity is 1. You'll go 1 forward, and if you press A, you'll go, like, 1 to the left. But when you press A and W, for some reason, it'll be, like, 1.2 velocity. It's weird, but anyway. This is all the code. It's pretty sick, and I have to kind of Frankenstein it, but it's pretty simple. And if you really need any like actual coding help, then go watch a tutorial, because I'm not really that smart. Now that we actually have movement, I can work on getting, the entire of the museum done, and it's gonna be great. I'm so excited to finally add 4 cubes and put a bunch of paintings in it, but I don't really know what goes into a museum. Like, I've been to a museum once in my life, and there was, like, dinosaur bones. I don't really know if that's what I'm going for, since I'm making, like, a rocket ship. So, obviously, I had to Google it and, open every single tab in Google and see which one's the best, because come on, guys. And look at this. Look at these museums. This is giving such a perfect rundown on my first try. Like, what more do I need? Except for, this part. I'm not doing a menu. I don't have the effort for that, bro. After a bit of searching for a museum layout idea, I finally drew something that I liked. But, like, I kind of needed a character to play the game as, and, you know, what's a character without a face? So... Isn't he gorgeous? He's so beautiful. Love him. And just like that, the video game version of my teacher was done. She looks so happy. The next thing I did is something I like to do with all my projects when I'm working on code, or anything in Unity for that matter, is I like to make like a grid and then give it different colors, because I feel like it makes it easier to understand where I am in like the plane. So I just put a bunch of lines and I colored them. You know how much I love this texture? I would let this texture have my children. And now just dragging the texture onto the plane, and boom, look how beautiful it is. It looks gorgeous. That's my son right there. Look at him out in the real world. Now what you're seeing here is live footage of me getting an error because I don't know how to spell walk. I don't know why I wrote movie. And now we finally get to play the game. I actually, I might have forgotten to add a rigid body. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. That one. Okay, now we can play the game. Oh my god, we walk so slow. And we're scraping on the floor. And since the walking was broken, I had to remake the entire script. So here's how the script works this time. This takes a rigid body movement and it multiplies it by rigid rotate, or pretty much just multiplying rigid dot rotation by this, which is getting the access of mouse X, which is that by its mouse sensitivity, and then it takes transforming the position by forward, and it's also getting the access of vertical times the timesing by move speed, and then doing the same thing for the right and timesing it by horizontal. I'm probably explaining this really badly, but that's what makes sense to me. And here's the variables for it. So you got like the mouse stuff. I didn't really use most of the mouse stuff. Like this part isn't really needed that much, but it's fine. I have a different script for my mouse things. The other script for my mouse stuff is here. So the yaw, I'm getting the mouse X, which is left and right, and I'm getting the mouse Y, which is up and down. And then right, where is it? Right here, I'm transforming the rotation of the capsule by the yaw, which is left and right. That way when I look right and I press W to walk forward, I am walking the way that the mouse is going, instead of just the normal direction I would go regardless of where I'm looking. Okay, here's where I cut myself off because I explained this horribly. So pretty much what's happening is I'm getting my little dude right here, and when I press W, I'm gonna go this way, right? And then I'm gonna use a red arrow for the camera. So I'm looking this way, I'm going this way, right? But if I look to the right and I press W, I'm still going this way, which is a problem. So pretty much what it does is if I point forward, the black line will point forward, right? But if I look this way, or point that way, whatever, my capsule will rotate to also point that way. So no matter what, when I press W to go, you know, whatever forward is in that context, it's no matter where my like red arrow is facing, the black arrow will follow. Okay, so now that I've played the game, you can look around, you can walk around. It's in first person now. Look how perfect this is. It's so good. So that just leaves us to building the game. So for creating the entire museum itself, I think the easiest way, how I'm gonna do it anyway, is I'm just gonna take a cube and I'm just gonna like shrink it down a little bit, make it a little bit taller. And this is our wall. Now we have wall number 2. Copy that, paste that, bam. Copy that, paste that, bam. We can even rotate these to like give a sense of like it's got shape, you know? Now we have like a doorway, a little makeshift doorway that we can walk through, and we can put things on each side. Okay, so what I'm planning on doing is creating just like a big room here, a little room over here for like a mock-up of one of the capsules, and I don't know, like a gallery right here, and I think that should be good for a while. Okay, so I got the basic shape down. We don't mind these weird cubes in the back, okay? But it's just I don't know, it's just kind of, oh, and here's the Gemini logo, by the way. But so yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just, again, the entryway with like a big area right here, and then this is where I want the gallery. I'm still debating on how I want to fit in the space area. Okay, so something else I did was I made a couple of prefabs. I made some prefabs for the plaques. So here's a little plaque, and then here's a plaque that can go on the wall. See? So these are little plaques, and then here's like a painting that will also go on the wall. And the way I made it is I literally took a cube, right, and then I just put a cube, and I put another cube inside of it, and this cube has the texture of an image that I just took from the web. So I just click on it, boom, paste a picture, boom, paste a picture. And all of these pictures were from Wikipedia and the other sources that I had to research during my, I don't know, just the project in general. Okay, so here is the little model area I made. It's just saying model of a Gemini 1, which is the capsule. I just added some small little cubes that I stretched really thin. That way it just like gives off the vibe that it's floating. And then here's a bunch of stars. I just put 4 cubes, stretched them wide, and then I put a star texture on it. That way it looks like it's, you know, in space, and now I got the model done. So yeah, that was pretty easy. And then I also made this. This is just a painting. It looks like it's a lot, but honestly, when I click on it, it's just one picture. It's a single picture of all of them in a line. I got it from Wikipedia. It was like near the bottom, and I just put a plaque on each one describing every Gemini mission, like what new happened. And then also for my project, we need a quote. So I just put this entire quote, because what else am I supposed to do, man? I don't really know. And then there's, you know, more paintings, more of the plaques, and then when you walk in, I thought it'd be cool if there was like a light here with a another model that I totally modeled that, guys. I'm pro Blender guy here. But to make this, all I did was I put a square, and then I put a cylinder in it. I just stretched them really thin, which is super easy. If you just press R, you can stretch pieces of it. I'll even just click like specifically the sphere. Like with the sphere, it was actually like a sphere like that, and I just pulled it nice and downward, and then I stretched it to my liking. So super easy, super simple. I put a spotlight in it. Here's the parameters if you really care. But it shouldn't really be too hard to replicate any of this if you want to do it for your own project. Okay, and then the last thing I did was I added just more paintings, pictures. So it's just like a square, another square, a square with text over it, boom bam bop. Painting. This is literally a screenshot from Wikipedia. You can see this. You can see that it's a screenshot from Wikipedia. So super easy. Like, look, here's another screenshot from Wikipedia. Like, this entire project was pretty simple, man. Okay, and lastly, what I did is I added just these aren't even like pre-built squares. I just added black squares on the background, and then I wrote all the objectives of the Gemini program, and all 3 of these are copy and pasted from NASA.com on like what they wrote, what our objectives were for these missions, and I just wrote them here. So super simple, and that's the entire game. So yeah, mind that's usually not there, but so you walk in. I put invisible barriers too, which are, I'll actually show you how to do that. So to make invisible barriers, you just, there's so much stuff. I'm just gonna make it a, great, okay, whatever. So what you do is you just make a 3D object, a cube, whatever. You find your cube, because I actually don't know where it is. Okay, sure. So here's our cube. Make it really big. Right? You can't walk into these because they have hitboxes. And then now you can't see it. It's the entire, that's all I did. It's the entire thing. So yeah, pretty simple. Okay, now I'm gonna walk you through the entire project and show you what it looks like, because that's it. It's just a bunch of squares, cubes. This is a 4-hour video, so I did it in 4 hours. I started recording it as soon as I opened the entire thing. But point being, I did my final in 4 hours pretty much, and that's all it was. So it's really like not that hard. Like I feel like I don't even feel like I'm underselling this. Like I'm telling you, you could easily download Unity on your computer and just build something. Like, even it doesn't even have to look like this. Like, you could put more effort or put less effort. It's really easy to just throw this together, and then you get like a lot of kudos for just like being a game, something you can play. I just think, I don't know, it's just wild to me, I guess. Okay, so here's my final grade. I turned it in on June 5th at 11:13 p.m., which was what, 57 minutes before it was due. I zipped the file, sent it out. Anyway, so I'm gonna read this to you like I'm Edgar Allan Poe. She wrote, "Loved this, Jacoby. You used your strengths in computer coding to create a detailed, interesting, and realistic project that could be in a real museum. I don't think a real museum, oh shit. I don't think a real museum wants this. Like, it looks, it's like every Minecraft build ever. The back is just horrible. Impressive. Email me your sources for a full 8. And I emailed her the sources, and I got an 8 out of 8 on my history final. So, guys, just saying, you should, if you've ever wanted to learn coding, like, here's a fantastic reason. Ace all your finals with only 4 hours of work. And that's how I did it. Subscribe. Please. The more subscribers, the more money, and the more food I can buy. I love food, I think. I don't know what I'm getting at here. I'm just talking. Bye.